Welcome back to Two Gents, Two Cents, where the takes are hot, the opinions are real, and we're giving you everything you need to sound smarter than your friends by the end of this episode. And man, what a stretch in sports. We've got greatness under fire, chaos and March Madness, and an NFL draft that's turning into a full-blown war room meltdown, and the picks haven't even started yet. We're talking Tiger Woods back in the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Again, at what point does a legend stop getting the benefit of doubt? Then we shift into college basketball, where we may have just witnessed one of the greatest shots in tournament history. UConn Huskies men's basketball is knocking on the door of dynasty status in Big Ten. This might be their last shot to prove anything. And don't even get me started on the NFL, because right now front offices are panicking, quarterbacks are dividing the entire league, and someone is about to make a decision that will either define their franchise or bury it for the next 5 years. So buckle up. We've got a loaded episode today, and please welcome my co-host Foffman.
Howdy, howdy. Nice intro there, brother. Yeah, a lot to talk about here. It's going to be heavy into a few different things, but sports, never-ending story. A lot of things coming to a head, and then a lot of things beginning right now. You'd quickly, mention the Tiger Woods thing to get right into it, like we always say. It's kind of something that affects me, dear to my heart. Tiger Woods, it's what got me into golf, but just really a lot of sports, like him and Kobe, kind of just two guys that just got me into, like, oh my gosh, sports are just, implementing your will onto another person, and just what's so great about the competitive part of sport. And him continuously just having these, I don't even know what you'd call them, blunders. I mean, I don't even know if I'd just call them mistakes. Like, just flat out, like, wrong decisions. Call it what? What did you say?
Benders. He's going on benders.
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like it's consistently a pill thing.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
he is,
I think it's good.
I was just gonna say, I mean, he's had countless number of surgeries, and has to be under enormous amount of pain all the time. I mean, my dad doesn't take, I hope, not nearly as many pain pills as Tiger Woods does, but I can totally understand how, that sort of pain could just turn you into a different human being. And he's still trying to be a pro golfer at some scope of the measure. He's not playing every week, but he's about to play the Masters, which, if you guys were living under a rock, Tiger Woods rolled his car again, flipped in a neighborhood in Jupiter, close to where he lives, and refused to take a urine test, so had to get booked under DUI. And the reports are right now that it was some sort of Percocet or Xanax or some sort of pain medication.
Yeah, so the reports are, I believe, point 0 alcohol by the time they got the reading. And to your point, this isn't a one-off. It's starting to turn into a pattern. And at what point does greatness stop excusing recklessness? Tiger Woods is either the most resilient athlete ever or the most self-destructive legend we've ever seen. But my question is Tiger's legacy officially shifting from GOAT to what could have been?
No, not in golf. Maybe in life choices. I mean, we've seen a lot of people at the top go down and sort of their own demise. But I mean, I think why it's such a big deal is because he's just not a great player. He is like the epitome, not just like the best golfer of all time. Like, he's one of the best athletes in any sport as far as dominance goes. I mean, he's up there with Michael Jordan, and so that's why it's terrible to see him make these kind of decisions. But his legacy, as far as like his image, is for sure getting tarnished. But his legacy as a golfer, I think, is untouchable already. I don't think he can.
If this was any other athlete, we'd be talking about suspension, not sympathy, right? If this
do you hear
was,
who his first call was?
If this was DK Metcalf, everyone would be calling for suspensions, not suspensions.
Well, he doesn't play. I mean, he just plays the tournaments. Even if you suspended him, like the Masters was going to be his first term of the year, and he plays like 2 or 3
I mean,
tournaments a year. Can't
imagine
really
if this
suspend
was.
him.
Here's my golden ticket to controversy. You ready for this? Imagine if this was Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah,
Seriously,
Patrick
we're gonna be
Mahomes wouldn't
talking
act like
about.
that.
I
Patrick
mean,
Mahomes would get a driver.
right. I agree, but it's just like this. The first time it happened, big problem. All right, it's happened again. I mean, and I get it. To your point, if he's in a lot of pain, do what you got to do. Take care of yourself, but be responsible.
But don't be on the
And
road.
have someone drive. Yeah, have someone drive you.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Did you see who his first call was after he wrecked?
Ghostbusters.
No,
Ghostbusters.
did you didn't see?
Ghostbusters.
No, brother. It was Big
Pamela
Daddy
Anderson.
Trump. He called Trump. They're like
Did he
really good
really?
friends. Yeah, he called Trump.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he
Did he
did.
really?
Yeah, he did
All
on the
right,
side of the road.
hold on. All right, we're gonna reenact this. You be Tiger Woods. Call me. I'll be Trump.
Uh, Mr. Hey, Mr. President, how's it going?
Tiger Woods, I'm so surprised to hear you calling. I'm too busy orchestrating a lot of bombs dropping for all great people. What can I help you with, buddy Tiger?
Hey, Daddy Trump. I know you're a busy guy. Just want to let you know, a couple blocks down the road from your house, I flipped my car over, and it's probably going to be on the news for a while. Just wanted to give you a heads up. See what the running cost was on a pardon these days.
Tiger, so you want a pardon? Why am I British?
Yeah, well,
I love
I
Tiger
gotta let you
Woods.
go. I'm putting handcuffs. I gotta
I
let you
love
go.
Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods, my favorite person in the whole world. Fuck.
Sick.
You,
Yeah, I
you're
can't
not
imagine.
pardoned.
That was a very long call.
You're not pardoned. You're not pardoned. All right.
Yeah.
So
And more serious note on that. I did see before all this happened. Tiger was like on the banned list from driving Trump's grandkids or something.
Trump said I rode with him in a golf cart. I'm not riding. I'm not letting him visit my kids or grandkids ride with him.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Tiger, he had us falling off the cart path. We almost died. And what for? Too many high noons. The
Too
best
many.
high noons. The greatest high noons.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In all seriousness, no, he did say he was going to rehab, so I hope
Good.
that he actually does get some help and honestly just hire a freaking driver. I mean, this is 3 times you've
Freaking
gotten
driver.
wrecked. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a bajillionaire. Like,
Yeah. Boff will drive you for free.
yeah, well, not for free,
He
but
just wants a kiss.
for a good price, for a fair shake. I'll drive Mr. Woods around. But yeah, it sucks not going to be able to see him in the Masters. Still, Masters is something that's going to happen as we're
You'll
recording
see
next
him.
week.
You'll see
Nah,
him. He just may
you
not
won't.
be playing.
I don't think he wants to be on TV right now. He's
Oh,
he's
they are-
typically disappears when he gets
They
in
are
trouble.
going to blast the picture of his car every chance they get while they're airing the Masters.
I don't know. Masters might not like that. They have control of that tournament. The PGA doesn't own that tournament, and I don't think PGA. So I mean, Tiger is like the head of a lot of committees inside of the PGA. So like this is kind of a bat. Like he's head of the Ryder Cup team. He's head of the new committee. He's on the board with the whole live and government. PGA, like their mashup talks. Like him and Rory McIlroy are at the head of like pretty much everything they have.
That was a mouthful.
Player driven.
Can you say that again?
What, Tiger and Rory McIlroy?
Rory McIlroy. Yeah, that hurts my brain.
McIlroy, Northern
It's too
Ireland.
Irish. Yeah, it's too Irish for me.
Yeah, old Rory. Yeah, without them two, as far as they're responsible for a lot of things when it comes to new rule changes, course fit. I mean, a lot of stuff. So him being out and it might hurt TGL a little bit. It kind of helps that their championship. I don't know if you saw the simulator golf league Tiger started last year. Their championship was just like a couple of weeks ago, so they won't have to play again until like February next year. But it hurts that stuff more than it hurts like him golfing. I think I'm more just upset because I'm not going to see him get to play in the Masters. Obviously, I'm thankful he's not hurt and anybody else didn't get hurt, because the last time he wrecked, he like had to have like crazy leg surgery. Like he almost got his leg chopped off. Like, he almost lost his leg. So yeah, I don't know. He's like 50 years old. It's time to freak out. Moving on. March Madness is
madness.
Just, yes, it's being everything it's always supposed to be. It's bringing the great basketball, great technical basketball, back and forth basketball, high scoring, low scoring, no matter what it's been exciting. And possibly one of the greatest shots in tournament history happened last weekend in the Elite Eight, when UConn freshman hit a half quarter, basically a logo shot, after stealing the ball, buzzer beater. Incredible sequence and play, but not only that, it was a 19. They were down by 19 points at halftime. It was a blowout. So an epic comeback, and then ending with a shot like that to take the number one overall seed in the tournament, Duke, with possibly number one player in the country, Carlos Boozer, who scored I think like 28 or 30 in the loss. Just an incredible victory. Got to give it up to Danny Hurley and the boys there. Danny Hurley, the coach for UConn, is just a freaking stud. 19-1 in the NCAA tournament. I mean, he wears if you don't know, he's got lucky outfits. So every NCAA tournament game, he's worn the same suit, the same T-shirt, the same pair of underpants, the same socks. And so
let's just pull this
and then pick it up to start the clock. At point 3, I think that's actually the least amount of time you can have to get up a shot. Like you physically, it's just a catch and shoot. That's all you can do with point 3. I think less than point 3 you can't even do that. It has to be like a tip shot or like an alley-oop or something. That ended up being like a half-court heave. That was an air ball. And if you didn't see the clip of the coach after that play, after that shot going in, headbutting the referee and like giving him one of these, that was one of the most insane things I've ever seen before. Obviously, those guys coming out after it found out it looked otherwise it would have been a crazy technical foul. They knew each other, so it wasn't like he wasn't trying to beat him up or anything. It looked pretty wild in the moment. But yeah, what a crazy victory, and just more madness. And they play today. As of recording this, they're playing here in like an hour or two. So when you guys see this, games will already be on potentially, or you might see this after these games are over. But UConn, after that climactic victories, moved on, and today they play an Illinois squad. As Pat McAfee would call them, the bunch of itches, because they're made up of a lot of Eastern European kids that were pros before they came over here to play college basketball. And so they're deep, they're tall, they're nasty, and UConn will have their hands full to try to pull off another one. Now the spread on this game is sitting at 1.5, I think, currently in favor of Illinois, so it's pretty tight. Mark, I know you haven't been paying super duper attention, so I won't ask you to make a pick, but you can make a pick if you want one. I'm going with the Huskies here. I really think it could go either way. it's hard for me to pick a side on this one because both these teams are good. I think Illinois is actually deeper and can shoot better. But man, something about these UConn Huskies and that head coach they have.
On fire.
Yeah, he's incredible and built from basketball. His brother's a head coach. His father is the all-time winning state basketball head. He's got the most wins in high school, I think, New York state basketball history. So they're just a family of basketball players and great coaches. And then the second game today that'll be on straight after the UConn-Illinois game is Michigan-Arizona. The other last two number one seeds, both teams coming in, even though Duke was technically the number one overall seed, Arizona and Michigan had the lowest odds to win the tournament. So these two juggernauts were the overall two favorites to win the tournament and play each other here in the Final Four. It's going to be a heavyweight bout. I give I'm going for Michigan. I give Michigan the edge. Arizona is extremely athletic and deep, just like Illinois. Michigan's, I would say, the only thing that they're lackluster on in comparison to Arizona, in my opinion, slightly on the athleticism and the pace of play. So I think Michigan will try to slow it down a little bit, but either way, the team that comes out of this game is going to be favored against Illinois and UConn, and we'll hope that they get out of it without an emotional kind of letdown, because the championship is on Monday, Mark, and that only gives the winner of these games one night to rest. So I would say the only way Arizona or Michigan doesn't win the whole thing, the winner is if they beat each other up today so bad that when they have to play on Monday, they come out slow in the first half. So my two leans are Michigan and UConn. It could be the total opposite, and I would not be surprised. Both of these games are going to be very, very good. What say you, brother?
I wholeheartedly agree. I'm just. Who do you think's under more pressure, Illinois or Michigan?
Michigan. They've had the slightly better season, and I think the school itself expects more. Not that Illinois is. I mean, they're both Big Ten schools, but Michigan's just, I feel like, has a little bit more money, a little bit more pristine to them than an Illinois does, especially when it comes to athletics, especially when it comes to football. But basketball still. So I think because they care a little bit more, spend a little more money, and they're the number one seed. But they've got the tougher test. Beating Arizona is, I think, even though UConn's being magical, I think beating Arizona is much tougher than beating UConn. So it'd be nice to see the Big Ten win one. I'm a Big Ten guy. I'm an IU guy. Notre Dame for football. They haven't. I don't think they've won an NCAA championship in like 20 years. But with NIL and you being able to pay players now in college, that's a big advantage for the Big Ten, because there's a ton of money in the North, a ton of money, ton of alumni. You know, Michigan's like case in point for that. I mean, they just have a boatload of money. Tom Brady.
You didn't see it, but I just.
No, I see you buzzing around. Something flying in for attack mode, or
Yeah, big old bug. I mean, whole peripheral over my face. Felt the thrust off its wings. Not sure what it is, but it seemed big. So I'm trying to figure out what the heck it was.
Well, be vigilant in there.
Right. Yeah, UConn's gonna win it all.
Hell yeah. Be electrifying to see.
Switch gears, or
moving on to the NFL draft here. A lot of things to talk about. NFL draft's going to be in Pittsburgh this year. Shout out to PA and the Steelers. Going to be kicking off on April 23rd, a few days before my birthday. And there's a lot of things coming in. The biggest thing that's getting all the buzz that I'm sure you've heard 60 million times on ESPN is this whole Ty Simpson versus Fernando Mendoza debate.
You know, I actually think that's getting overshadowed by some other drama that just dropped the last 24
Oh, I
hours.
definitely think this is like making a lot of other things not being paid attention to.
No. So some breaking news, like earth-shattering news, at least for the Colts kingdom.
You just wanted to get to talk about the Colts, I see.
So no, this is a big deal. This is a big deal because a lot of
Let me
people in
hear
the
it.
league respected Andrew Luck, right? Colts fan or not, you know, you respected him, and when he left, it was kind of like, what the heck, you know, just it was out of left field, and it brought a lot of people by surprise. And there's been some hard feelings, but anyway, so there was a tight end, Ebron, I believe it's Eric Ebron, could be wrong on that, but anyway, he played for the Colts, played with Luck, played with Ballard.
Like for the Steelers, too.
He was interviewed. He's on a podcast, and I don't know who he was talking to, but he said that before Luck retired, Ballard sat Luck down and said, listen, you either get healthy and play, or we're going to cut you. And that was it, I guess, for Luck. That burnt Luck, and that's what sent him over the edge. So shockwaves through the Colts organization, and now people are calling for Ballard's removal even more so now. People are pissed.
So wait, they let him go like 10 years ago, and the story's coming out, and now people are pissed off about it?
No, we didn't let Luck go. He retired.
No, Ebron.
I guess now the story's coming out. I guess he figured it was long enough ago he could stir the pot.
What part of that is groundbreaking?
A lot of people are pretty worked up about it. It's a big deal.
In what way?
Andrew Luck would have been, at some point, Super Bowl MVP if he stayed in the league. And so to kind of get forced out on bad decorum there on the Colts side, I think it's pretty big.
I mean, I guess doesn't affect today's team. It could have affected a lot of things in the past, but like it's already happened.
The fact that same GM is still leading the Colts. That same
Yeah, but
GM is still
we've been
leading
talking
the Colts
about
in
wanting him to be
quarterback
fired
carousel.
forever. We've been
Yeah,
wanting him to get
exactly.
fired.
Yes. So a lot of
So
it's
what's
big
this going
news.
to do?
People-
Not get him fired?
Maybe. You know, if Carly Ursay is
doubt it.
completely unaware of it, now she is. Kind of a big deal.
I doubt it. They would have. To me, you can't fire your GM 2 weeks before the NFL draft, especially off of something that happened like a decade ago. Like it's a mess up, but like doesn't matter. To me, it's irrelevant at this point. I don't think it changes the fact that I agree with you. He should have been fired already. But this happening and coming out doesn't move the needle at all for me. I mean, I still think you should be fired, but like for that,
No, but it may move the needle for Carly Ursay, or at least put some more. I don't know. She may micromanage more. Now
she's
she
definitely
can't
going to
trust
do
anyone
that.
less.
She's definitely going to do that. This is like his last rodeo. She already said that.
Yeah.
But I just don't think you can't fire the guy that's going to be the head on making decisions for your draft, even though you don't have a first round this year because of Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
You just can't fire him before the draft. You just can't.
So back to what we were talking about, the QB war, Mendoza versus
Yeah.
Simpson. I mean, quarterbacks and field goal kickers, very like some of the most critical position. This is going to be also, people are going to overthink this. I think you could pick wrong, pick right. You don't know, but if you screw up here and you don't make the right call, you could set your franchise back 5 years.
Yeah, 5 years, especially at a first round. You know the rookie deal's 5 years. Second round, third round, fourth round, fifth round. It's 4 years. I think the reason that this story is bigger than it is because of the like ESPN NFL guys that are insiders. I wouldn't even call them the insiders. I call them the ones like Tannenbaum and um, Dan Orlovsky. They like look at and they say because of the film that I watch, Ty Simpson is a better quarterback. Also, I think the big reason it's in recently is because of signing of Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins got signed to the Raiders.
Yeah, that really surprised me.
Yeah, well, they're
I'm
not
not
having to
not
pay him
sure.
anything.
I'm
The
not sure if the
Falcons are paying
strategy.
like almost all of his salary. I think they're only paying him like 7 to 10.
What do you think the strategy is there?
A lot of people are like making it a lot. I just think he's going to be a super backup. I don't think he's going to play unless Mendoza gets hurt or
You
yeah.
don't think it's kind of like what the Steelers were doing with Rodgers and Howard,
No,
where you just have them shadow the
no,
first year.
different level of QB. I think Rodgers is
I agree.
far and above Cousins significantly.
No, and I'm not saying that. I'm just talking their strategy.
And Cousins is getting a bag. Like he's been getting a bag. So like, if he's okay with being the mentor backup now, I don't know that he is or if he is. I just I don't think Tom Brady does that. I think he's had Mendoza at camp. He's like talked to him several times on the field. Like I think that to me it's been a done deal for a while. They're going to pick Mendoza, and you don't take a number one pick at any position and not play him. Number one overall, that guy plays. Period. And to me, end of story. So I think Kirk's going in to be a backup. So that's why I don't think that it's that big of a deal. But I see where other people, hey, is this guy going to start?
Who
I don't think
who
he
do you
is.
think? Who do you think between Mendoza and Simpson? Who do you think is better now, at this point, and who do you think has a higher ceiling?
I think Simpson might be a like a mini hair above now, purely just because of arm talent. I think Mendoza is just as good as Simpson is mentally. And Mendoza is a lot bigger. Mendoza's like 6'4", like 230. He's a big guy.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's quite 230. He's a big guy. The Ty Simpson's only 6'1", so he's smaller. And so like the physical attributes, I like heavily lean Mendoza, especially with growth and who he's going to have around him. He's not mobile. Like he can run around and do a little bit, but he's not like a Herbert or I wouldn't even say like Daniel Jones
Who's not
level.
mobile?
Mendoza
He's mobile enough.
enough, but like it's more like Will. Like it's not like the NFL's that much faster that it's gonna look different. I promise.
I don't know. I mean, I hear you, and you're right, but
I
also,
like Mendoza
you
better
know,
than
I,
Ty
I,
Simpson.
I
I
actually, I had a conversation at work with a guy, probably Thursday. We were talking about Mendoza, and he said, I'm just worried about him staying healthy and not getting hurt. And for me, all you know is he put the championship on his shoulders. Got hit what 3 times before crossing the end zone on
yeah
that last rushing touchdown he had. I mean, that was pure cinematic chaos. And just the hits he took, man, and he found his way in there and he got up. And not to mention, I saw him take the very beginning of the game. Mendoza took some gnarly, dirty hits from the dirty Ohio State Buckeyes. Lots of dirty hits, man. I mean, there should have been some penalties, but either way, he got back up, he stood in the pocket, and didn't waver. So my point is, he's mobile enough, and if any above all else, I think he'll stay healthy.
yeah yeah. I think he's got the best mindset there is. I mean, he's a football nerd.
Yes.
Tom Brady. I mean, he's Tom Brady's type. Like he's gonna sponge everything he can and instantly like the pre snap recognition stuff. I think he's going to be like way ahead on than most rookies. It's just the physical stuff that I worry about. If he can stay healthy, if his arm strength, or I don't want to call it lack of arm strength. All these guys throw pretty well at this point, but there's some of them that like are just a little bit, it's a different level, and he's not on the super spin like a Rodgers spin rate, arm strength, power, whatever you want to call it. But I think he's going to be a menace on back shoulders. I think if he gets an outside receiver that's like 6'5" and above, I think he could put on a fade clinic. He throws a pretty fade ball, and he's like so good at instantly recognizing one-on-one coverage. I think there's going to be a lot of defenses that are going to tend to play zone against him, which honestly worked every once in a while in college. I mean, it wasn't all daisies and roses. And I think that's why in college, and what I've seen so far, mentally, I don't think you can pick anybody other than Mendoza at number one, but just what I've seen from Simpson, Alabama low-key like sucked. I mean, he had to put them on his back the whole time. And he had some fantastic throws, some fantastic moments. And there were times when Mendoza didn't have to do that because of his defense or his running game. So it's a knock that doesn't put Ty Simpson above Mendoza for me in the draft, just as like potential. If he can get over the height thing, he's got the arm talent. Sort of like a Jackson Dart, but like more Brock Purdy-esque in the pocket, less running over people. So I don't know. And where he goes in the draft, I don't know. Like, it could be at the end of the first round. It could be the middle of the first round because so many people are talking about him. Hell, it could even be the second round. I wouldn't be shocked. I mean, there's so many teams at the back end of the first round that don't really need a quarterback but would take one if it presented itself. I don't know.
I want to switch gears on you a little bit. One thing I do want to talk about is I think Jackson Smith and Jigba has changed the entire economy of football. 168
wideouts, yeah,
for a receiver. Has the league lost its mind? The wide receiver market is not going to reset after that. I mean, that's nutso. He's good. He's worth it. 168 million for a wideout, dude.
Yeah, and it's funny, they're trying to sell the team too, so they're selling off that contract as a collateral. Yeah, I mean, it's just like any other position. It's been going up and to the right. The next big wide receiver is whoever that is going to reset the market again. This the one before this, I believe, that set the market for highest was Jamar Chase, wasn't it? And Justin Jefferson before him.
Yeah. Which
I think JJ is due up here in the next 2 years. So who knows? He might reset it again. But I will say he was 100% without a doubt the number one wide receiver last year. He just was.
Absolutely.
Yeah, 4-year deal kind of scares me for Seattle just because I feel like, the market could possibly get reset twice before then. So I would have liked it to be a little bit longer, honestly, like 5 or 6 years, and spread the money out a little bit more. But, I mean, good deal for them. They made the right decision getting rid of DK Metcalf and keeping him, obviously. They'll have to see what happens with Cooper Kupp and some of their other pieces. They had to get rid of Walker. He went to Kansas City. So we'll see how that team holds up with new people.
Is A.J. Brown on the trade block?
He's been... I don't know if he's officially on the trade block, but it feels like he's demanding a trade / the Eagles are interested / nobody's offering up what they think he would be worth. I don't know. There's been a lot of reports. Obviously, for the last 3 years, A.J. Brown has been consistently not happy about one thing or another. A lot of talk and a lot of these anonymous sources coming out of the Eagles locker room calling out quarterback Jalen Hurts, saying he's not good enough. So a lot of people are pinning that and saying that's maybe been AJ Brown because that's what was talked about, earlier in the year. So yeah, it's something that certainly could shake up a team's value if they add him on. I don't know what he's worth. I would say it would at least have to be, if I'm the Eagles, I'm not looking at anything that's not at least 2 second rounds attached to it. 2 second rounds or a first round. I don't know if he's worth that much with all this baggage, but that's probably what I'd be looking for.
Yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing. I think that comes with him is the baggage for sure. And the reason I think all this is interesting is this seems like a unique year in the sense that I feel like the veterans are getting as much, if not at least as much hype as the rookies coming in. Like the draft class and the rookies coming in, the veterans during this time period is just kind of, it's interesting to see the dynamics right now.
Yeah, I mean, wide receiver with the deal we just talked about. This is the reason why there's so many good ones coming out of the draft each year. It's because it's an expensive spot, and there's a lot of people in high school and middle school, and they'd say, "I want to make that kind of money, and I want to be a wideout." And they go be good at it. Yeah. So, yeah, and I would say a lot of people have talked about this year's draft class for wide receivers being pretty spectacular. I think there's a lot of good ones, like a lot of people that are going to play on teams. I don't think there's a ton of bona fide number ones. The kid coming out of Ohio State, to me, seems like a pretty solid bet to be a starter day one. To be a number one, though, I don't know if he has as much upside as like an Egbuka that came out last year out of Ohio State. Now, Carnell Tate, it is duly noted, he started over Egbuka at Ohio State a couple of years ago. Egbuka was the number 3. Carnell Tate's been the number 2 every year he's been at Ohio State because, as everybody knows, one of the best players in college football. He'll come out in the draft next year. Ohio State's number 1. Wide receiver has been there.
Do you think Jeremiah Love goes top 5?
I think he has a chance to if it's like Tennessee. I don't think Vegas obviously isn't going to take him because they took Genty last year, and anybody that's going to take a quarterback. So I think Tennessee is probably the first team that would look at him. The only thing that hampers him is literally his position. Running backs just don't get taken that high anymore. I think the last one to get taken in the top 10 was Bijan, I think at like 8. But to me, and to a lot of other prospects, I mean, you look at the draft boards, he is going early to mid first round. He is the number 1 prospect in the draft, the number 1 player at any position in the draft. He's the number 1 athlete, the number 1 offensive weapon. You could put him at slot if you wanted to. He is a beast. And so anybody that gets him is going to get somebody that's going to play every down. I mean, they're going to be looking to use him. So it's got to be somebody that's like a Tennessee, that needs weapons for the young quarterback, although I'd say they need O-line probably a bit more because they need everything. I think the Chiefs were a good landing spot for him early before they got Kenneth Walker. But if he doesn't go to Tennessee, I don't think he goes top 5. I think he goes probably 11 or something.
I've got a challenge for you.
Okay.
I've got 3 questions, and I'm going to rattle them off quick, and I want you to respond straight from the gut on these. Okay.
Okay.
You get 30 seconds to respond to each. Get a timer here. Let me know when you're ready.
I guess I'm ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. Who's under more pressure right now, Tiger or the Big Ten? Go.
Under more pressure?
Yes.
Tiger.
Why?
Big Ten's not under any pressure. They just won the national title in football, and they've got 2 teams in the Final Four in basketball. Them and Fox are making a ton of money. They don't care. I mean, they obviously want to win. But
Would you rather have Mendoza's floor or Simpson's ceiling?
as a quarterback playing,
Yep. 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 No, his
Simpson
apartment.
ceiling, Simpson ceiling. I don't know why it took me that long. I'd rather have anybody's ceiling that can be a first-round draft pick.
Simpson ceiling.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is UConn already the team of the decade?
They're the team of the first half of the decade for sure. If they win another one, yes. If they win today and win on Monday, yes. They'll win 3 of the last 4. That's pretty unheard of.
Yeah.
Especially they're not even in a Power 4 conference.
So, I mean, for me, that covers it. Sports aren't slowing down right now. Everything is colliding. Legacies breaking, dynasties rising, futures being decided, and we're just getting started.
Yep. We'll come back at you here and on the next one here in a week or two, and definitely have some other interesting stories to talk about. I'm sure we'll have some draft news coming out of that into the Masters, and have some interesting NBA stories that we'll bring up next week that are kind of flirting right now. Just give you some spoilers. We'll talk about Giannis, and we'll talk about this Luka stuff. But get at you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.